Welcome back to another video. My name is Denise Dominguez, and I help women heal from toxic relationships. I help women coming out of toxic partnerships and move them past the frustration, the doubt, the fear, so that they can confidently move into new and healthy relationships. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how to overcome the extreme narcissistic family member. I just did a video on how to deal with your ex-in-laws, your ex-narcissistic in-laws, and this one's I'm gonna talk about all the family members. This is also a request, so I'm answering your questions. Again, if you have any topics that you'd like me to cover, please put it in the comments below. Let me know what you would like me to cover, and I will do a video tailored to your request, the topic that you would like me to cover. So that is what I'm going to share with you in this video. And this is something that I applied in my life, and it changed everything. Okay. So yes, I have those extreme narcissistic people in my life. Yes. And I was also married to one for over 20 years. I was married to an extreme narcissistic person. So welcome back to another video. And if you like my videos and you want to hear more around these topics, please subscribe to my channel. And that way you will get that. And also, if you would like the notifications every time I upload a video, then just hit the bell icon or the bell icon. And if you like this video, boom, smash the like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, so let me get into it. Let me read to you the actual request that came through so you can get a better idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break down what this person said. So this is Teri. She's from South Carolina. And she said, there are many narcissists in varying degrees out there. When it's not your nature to be that kind of person, you have to be on the alert. In addition, even if you go for counseling to deal with it, a particular individual who is helping you may not, and she capitalized not, necessarily point that out. It's not enough for the therapists to point out that these people are simply abusive or not nice. It's not enough, she said, all caps, not enough. And sometimes extreme narcissists exists in groups within the family. That's what we're going to talk about. From what I understand, these people are incapable of feeling true compassion or empathy for others, although they many times mask it. Psychologically, they are missing this component to their mental makeup. But unless a person understands exactly what they are dealing with, tremendous tragedy can occur within that person's life. Communication is everything regarding the kind of situation when someone needs help. What a tough road. Thank God you are trying to help these people with this challenge. This was on a social media post that I put, and I asked to hear what they wanted me to talk about. And so she said, and I'm so sorry that you and your daughter went through this. God bless. Okay. So the first line that she says is, there are many narcissists in varying degrees out there. And when it is not your nature to be this kind of person, you have to be on alert. Let's tackle that first. Yes. Teri, you're exactly right. There are various degrees of narcissism. All narcissistic people are manipulative and controlling. This is a behavior that we can recognize fairly early on in any type of a relationship. We can recognize the manipulation and control, especially the control part. I know that manipulation, especially for these master manipulators, the manipulation can be so subtle that you may not notice it at first. But the control, definitely, yes. You can pretty much pick that up early on. So you have to be on the alert. I if you come from narcissism and you've attracted narcissism, definitely be on alert. But here's the alert part. It's this thing right here. I'm touching my stomach. It's your gut. Your gut is always going to tell you the truth. Your gut is never going to lie to you. So you don't have to be on alert like, are you a narcissist? Are you a narcissist? Are you a narcissist? Are you? That is not what I'm talking about here. What I'm saying is that your body is always speaking to you. Always. So when you meet somebody, for instance, somebody new, maybe you're at a networking or it's a new job or you're dating, whatever, and you get this feeling inside of you that's off and you don't quite know what that means. It's just all you know is it's not a good feeling, right? What usually happens is this person comes off very charismatic and very charming. And so what we do is I got a little itchy here underneath my bra strap. Itch, thank you. What we do is we make excuses for the feeling that we have inside of our bodies and we ignore them. And so we continue to the relationship with this person because they seem nice or they seem compassionate or have empathy, or maybe they have nice things and we're interested in those things. Whatever it is, we ignore it, usually what happens. And later on we discover like, oh crap, yeah, I should have listened to myself. I should have known, right? How many times have you said that? I should have known. I knew there was something wrong or off with that person. So that's the alert that I'm talking about. The alert is for you to just pay attention to your body, your intuition, your gut, and always, always, always trust it. No matter what, always trust it, because it's never lied to you before and it never will lie to you. Even if in the beginning it's a little confusing, like, why am I getting this feeling? This person seems so nice. I don't understand. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Let me write that down. Trust. Okay. The next piece that she says is, in addition, even if we go for counseling to deal with it, the particular individual who is helping you may not necessarily point that out. It's not enough for the therapist to point out that these people are simply abusive or not nice. Not enough. Okay, so I'm actually going to post something today on social media, and it's about the difference between, and I'm also going to do a video, the difference between therapy and coaching. So it goes somewhere along the lines of, correct, Teri in South Carolina, you are so correct. Counselors and therapists, they're great. They serve a purpose in this world. They're awesome. We need them. We love them. But what therapists and counselors have studied on, especially when we're talking about narcissistic personality, they've learned the theory of narcissistic behavior. They haven't experienced it. Whereas coaches, if you struggled in toxic relationships, you want to go for a coach that also struggled in toxic relationships and healed from it and now is in healthy relationships. If you struggle in business, you want to hire a coach who failed 100 times at business and now is successful at business. If you struggle in a broke mindset, you want to hire a coach who used to who was homeless and lived in a car with his family and now has an abundance of money. Do you get what I'm saying here? Okay. Coaches, most of them, not all of them, I'm not going to put everybody in the same category, but most coaches, what they're teaching you, they've actually experienced. And so it's a totally different energy to learn from or to heal with somebody who has learned the theory of narcissistic behavior versus actually have gone through a narcissistic relationship and has come out of it and now is thriving in life. So that's a little bit of what I'm going to post on social media. But in a nutshell, you're right. They may not necessarily point that out because they don't know. They've never experienced it. So if you've been in a toxic relationship or had a pattern of toxic relationships and you want to heal from that, please, I encourage you to go and find a coach who has done the same thing, who has been through a toxic relationship and has healed from it and now is thriving in healthy relationships, or has been through several of those and same results. Okay. So now she says, Teri says, and sometimes extreme narcissists exist in groups within a family. And from what I understand, these people are incapable of feeling true compassion or empathy for others. Although they many times mask it, psychologically, they are missing this component in their mental makeup. Teri, you could not be more on point with this statement. Yes, 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 yes. This is a very hard pill for some people to swallow. I know for me, when I first discovered this, that my ex-husband is incapable of love, and that's including our children, that broke my heart. That broke my heart for my children. That broke my heart for him. That broke my heart for our 22 years together. The questions came up, was our whole entire life a lie? Was our love a lie? Was our marriage a lie? When you said you loved me, was that a lie? Yeah. They don't know how. They're incapable of loving. They don't know how to love. And let's dive a little bit deeper into that. Narcissistic people, they don't love themselves. They don't love themselves. In fact, beyond they don't love themselves, beyond they don't like themselves, beyond, I don't like my life, I don't like what I've done, they loathe themselves. They're so good at putting on this facade that they're so great and I'm so wonderful. And look at this boat I have. And look at this business I have. And look at this suit I'm wearing. Look at this whatever, this relationship. They're so good at pointing out the successes that they have in life. But deep down, they do not love themselves on any capacity. Sometimes this is through their own traumatic events that they've been through, their own abusive experiences they've been through. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just their parents put them on a pedestal in life. And so they were put on this high pedestal. And so in adulthood, they think, well, I'm not going to leave this pedestal. Or sometimes it's the opposite. It's the extreme neglect and, like I said, abuse and maybe traumatic events. Whatever it is, the point is that, correct, they do not love themselves. They don't know how. They are missing that component of empathy and compassion. And this is why all abusers are narcissistic, right? Because when you love somebody, you don't hurt them. You don't purposely hurt them. Correct. We do unintentionally hurt people. That's just life, right? I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. But when you purposely hurt somebody, like abusers, let's talk about abusive relationships. Any time you're in a narcissistic relationship, that's abusive, whether it's emotionally, financially, mentally, physically, sexually, all of it. There is that I'm purposely hurting you. I know what I'm doing. I know I'm purposely hurting. I know I'm humiliating you. I know I'm beating you. This is purposeful. So there is no love there. I don't care if you've been with this person for 30 years, 40 years, you have 10 children together. It doesn't matter. That is not love. Abuse is not love. And so, yes, you have these people in your family. So what I know to be true is 9 times out of 10, when we've attracted narcissistic people in our lives, i.e. spousal relationships and things like that, we come from narcissistic people in our family. There's another hard pill for you to swallow. So when I first discovered that I discovered that I was married to a narcissist, I had to, part of my healing journey was tying it back to, like, where does this come from? why. The question is why? Why did I attract this person to my life? And then when I go back into uncovering the layers, I discovered that my mom is a narcissist. And I discovered, my sister is too. Now going back to the beginning of what Teri said, she said that there's varying degrees of narcissism. Okay, so there are covert narcissism, where they're harder to detect. They're very victim-y, but they're not the grandiose, they're not the overt narcissist. Where there are other types of narcissist where and this is what my sister is. She is extremely manipulative and mean and nasty and thrives off of stabbing you in the back. And in fact, she's the type of person that once she has stabbed you in the back, she's the type of person that likes to twist it even more. So yeah, these people are in our family. And that's why you've attracted this person, this type of person in your life. And I could do a whole video on diving deeper into that, like the why and the how of you've attracted this person into your life. Let me know if you'd like me to do a video on that. Just put it in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to. But I want to address all of Teri's concerns or her statements here. So she says, but unless a person understands exactly what they're dealing with, tremendous tragedy can occur in a person's life. Correct. And this is why I teach the warning signs, the red flags of narcissistic people, because every abusive relationship, there were signs in the beginning. And this is why I talk about, like, if you know of somebody who's controlling and manipulative, that's a big red flag right there. Control and manipulation. That's a huge red flag right there, swooping around in your face. Okay. Like I said, controlling can be a little more easier to detect than the manipulation, because sometimes they're so masterful at the manipulation that it might take a little bit more time for you to discover that. So unless a person understands exactly what they're dealing with, tremendous tragedy can occur in a person's life. There's always, 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 always warning signs to this personality disorder, including I am not masterful in sociopaths or psychopaths, but there's warning signs there too. But definitely for narcissistic, which sociopaths and pathological people have, psychopaths, excuse me, have narcissistic behaviors that they thread through all of them, right? Communication is everything, Teri says, regarding that kind of situation when someone needs help. What a tough road. Communication is everything, but you know what's even more important than communication is knowing how we are showing up energetically in life. This is key. Once I learned this, I literally, not only for myself, but I look at people and I'm like, oh wow, that person's showing up this way. I can just look at a person and tell you some of the issues that are going on with them by appearances, but definitely behaviors. Energetically, how are you? Remember, everything begins and ends with you. So everything starts and ends with you. So energetically, how are you showing up in life? So if you don't know what I teach, I'm going to share that with you for a second here. I teach, oh boy, can I find it? Here it is. I teach people, mainly women, but a few smart men, how to recognize how they're showing up in life. And it is through this triangle, and this triangle represents 3 of the main archetypes of how we show up energetically in life. So there's woman at the top, or you could say adult. There's mother over here, or you could say parent energy. And there's daughter over here, you could say child. And so what happens is once we get this awareness of how we are showing up energetically in life. And for those of you who have attracted narcissistic people in your life, most likely you're showing up in mother energy. You are very motherly to people, and especially in relationships. And narcissistic people fall under child energy, which totally makes sense, right? Because their behaviors are very childlike. They pout when they don't get their way. They throw temper tantrums. They're very controlling. Just think of like a spoiled, rotten little brat. That is the narcissistic child energy. And so getting back to the energy, because Teri was saying communication is everything regarding the kind of situation when someone needs help. How are you showing up energetically in life? Like once you learn this of, oh crap, I've been showing up in mother energy. That's why I keep attracting child energy in relationships. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. How do I shift that? How do I go from mother energy up into woman energy? And that's what I teach my clients. Quite simply, it is just a shift in consciousness. It is a shift in your energy. It's a shift in your awareness. It's a shift in your knowing and also practicing. So I'm not saying that you 100% totally all the time show up in mother energy, because there are times when you do show up in woman energy. Maybe in finances, you are in woman energy. Maybe at work, your career or your business, you're woman energy. But in your relationships, you're showing up as mother energy. And people don't even know this. They don't even realize this is happening. Same with me. I didn't realize any of this when I was in my 22-year relationship, because what I did was I pointed the finger at him and I called out all his flaws. So he was a liar. He was a cheater. He was a this, he was a that. And I was just doing this point, and never once turning that finger and looking at me. Remember, everything begins and ends with you. Never looking at me and thinking, wow, Denise, wait a minute. Let's take a second here. You attracted this person into your life. So how did that happen and why did that happen? So that's where how we show up energetically in life is so crucial for your healing journey and shifting everything for yourself. Okay, so do you experience extreme narcissism within the family? If you do, this, my loves, is the key. Okay? Not take anything personal anymore. Let go of that person's behavior. The thing about how we show up energetically in life is that we don't like how it triggers us of how that person's behavior is. And once you heal that trigger, because that trigger is actually not about them, that trigger is actually about you. It's an underlayer something about you. So I'll share with you quickly my first discovery on triggers and how that helped me heal. Because when I talk about my very grandiose, overt, and covert narcissistic ex-husband, there's no ill feelings about him anymore. I don't hate him. I'm not angry at the traumas and dramas that he put us through and destroying our family and blah, 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 blah. I don't have any of those emotions or feelings anymore towards him because I went and healed all of that. So one of the first triggers that I went through was, who triggers you? I was asked this question, who triggers you? Well, he was the first person who came up. What triggers you about him? And so then I answered that question. And then once we dug a little deeper into the feeling that I got from this person or this person's behavior, and you keep digging, then I realized, holy crap, it's not about him at all. It was about me. So then I started to heal these emotions that I had, these triggers. There's always going to be somebody who triggers you. But the beauty of these triggers is that you get to, it's almost like somebody is directly pointing at your shit, right? When you're triggered, it's like somebody is going, that's what you need to work on right there. That's it, right there, right there. Hold it. Keep that. Know that. so you can dive deep underneath it and heal it. That's the beauty of triggers. And how do you get triggered? You get triggered either by a person, or maybe you see something, you read something, you hear something, and it sets something off. And that's how you go, oh, okay, I need to go there. I need to go there. And the more healing you do, the easier it gets for you to tackle these triggers for yourself. So do you experience extreme narcissism within the family? I feel like we all do. I feel like there's always somebody in the family who's like a shithead and pisses you off or hurts you the most. And again, the beauty of that and the beauty of these toxic people is that they are a direct reflection of what we need to go inside here and heal. Okay. So I hope that helps, Teri. I hope I answered everything that you stated on social media. Again, for you listening and watching right now, if you have any topics that you would like me to cover, please put it in the comment box. If you liked this video, please smash the like button. And if you want to hear more about these videos, hit the subscribe. I am just so honored to be here to talk to you about this and teach more and more people around the world of how to heal from narcissistic abuse.